You're sure? Quail-Eye meowed, repeating himself yet again. Otterslip purred and nuzzled her mate, contentment radiating from her eyes. Of course I'm sure, she meowed, her voice playful. I mean, I don't want to make any promises just yet, but... Otterslip took a deep breath and looked her mate straight in the eyes, her expression more peaceful at that moment than he could recall seeing in a long time. I am ready to try for kits again, Quail-Eye. I know I've refused to talk about it for a long time, and the memories of our 2 kits from before are still hard for me to deal with, but... Otterslip took a deep breath and looked past her mate at the ocean waves lapping along the shores of Branch Clan territory, a distant look in her eyes. But things have really improved here. Seeing Moss Clan in the state it is helped me realize that. We live in a safe, happy home in the caves with Branch Clan now. We have an amazingly talented medicine cat who has saved the lives of our clan kits many times. We have a home, a true home, here. Otterslip tilted her head, her expression playful again as she looked back at her mate. Of course, I still have work to do. I take my duty as mentor as seriously as you take your duty as deputy, watching over the clan, and even helping Branch Star to pamper Dawnstep like you do. Otterslip let out an amused purr, waving her tail behind her. So I do need to make sure that Wildpaw is ready to take on her warrior name, but I think that will be soon. She trains hard and is an excellent fighter. Just look at what she did against that raccoon. I'm thinking of having her test be to catch at least 3 rare medical items for Bearglow to remind her of how important different skills and tools are in supporting the whole clan. But after that... Otterslip took a deep breath and nuzzled her mate again, a warm purr echoing from her body. But after that, I'd be so happy to start our family again, Quail-Eye. I know how much you have wanted to have kits, and... Otterslip trailed off as she caught the look on Quail-Eye's face, and she tilted her head, confused. What's wrong? I thought you'd be excited. I am, Quail-Eye gasped, finally finding his voice again. He shook his head, but still seemed unsteady on his feet. It's just a surprise. I didn't think we'd ever try for kits again, and Quail-Eye trailed off and stared at his mate, his eyes wide. Otterslip burst out laughing, pressing her muzzle against his. Oh, Quail-Eye, you look just like a fish out of water. Don't worry, I know you've been waiting a long time, but it's finally time to start a family of our own. I couldn't think of anything I'd love more than to have your kits in this clan. The sands of the beaches along Branch Clan territory were warm with the morning sunlight and extremely comfortable for laying on. Early dawn was usually a busy time for the clan, as the first fishing party of the day left the caves and batted fish out of the salty waters along the coast. But after that, the clan usually passed the morning in peaceful silence, sharing tongues on the sand and purring in contentment over a hearty breakfast of fish. Usually, these peaceful mornings were Dawnstep's favorite time of day, but... Are you sure he is supposed to be here? Dawnstep meowed again, her voice disapproving as she watched Crowfeather share tongues with Sea Whisper. Branch Star chuckled softly under his breath and continued to groom her, his mate's prickly disposition rolling off of him as usual. Of course, I know it's odd to have him in the clan after so many seasons, but Crowfeather is my brother. Branch Star paused his grooming and gave Dawnstep a soft nuzzle, his eyes warm. I thought things could stay the way they were before, but after seeing the state of Moss Clan after the forest fire... Branch Star sighed and shook his head. I couldn't imagine leaving him there. Although we've been apart for so long, we are still brothers, and loyalty to family means a lot. Branch Star, his eyes locked on Crowfeather, missed Dawnstep's sudden flinch at his words. With a sigh, Branch Star turned back to his mate, resuming grooming her dawn-dappled orange fur. After all, loyalty and love for you, my mate, the mother of my kits. Branch Star purred, his eyes warm. Loyalty and love of family is what founded this clan. It is what drove me to help you escape from the Two-Lake House, and gave me the strength to fight for a place in the barn. It is what made me decide to step into these caves and claim this land as our own. Branch Star pulled back, his eyes bright as he studied Dawnstep. Love and loyalty of family is the strength that created this clan, not merely the desire to unite together and survive in the wild. Everything I have done has been for you and the family we have. That Crowfeather is also part of that. Well, Branch Star shrugged, a thoughtful look in his eyes. I am confident that in his time here, he will see how family loyalty is what matters the most. Dawnstep was silent as Branch Star finished up his grooming and gave his mate a friendly nuzzle. I must go now to speak with Otterslip. She has plans for Wildpaw to take on tasks today to see if she is ready to become a warrior. Can you imagine that? Branch Star chuckled, narrowing his eyes. Our first daughter, already old and strong enough to be a warrior for our clan. He purred proudly, then glanced at Dawnstep again, a more gentle warmth in his eyes. It makes me so excited to see what these next kits will be like. More beautiful kits to share our family with. With a final nuzzle, Branch Star stepped away from his mate and walked across the sands, intent on his clan duties. Dawnstep stared at the sand in silence for quite some time. Slowly, very slowly, she lowered herself onto the sand and pressed her head into the ground, her entire body trembling with more emotions than she had ever thought she could hold. What have I done? Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Sims 3 The Warrior Cats Challenge. And we are here with Branch Clan again today, and there's exciting news! The spring weather and everybody having such a prolific time of catching fish here in Branch Clan has gotten several of the potential queens in the mood to think about having kits. And so as you guys just saw, Otterslip is finally feeling like she can potentially have kits with her mate Quail Eye once again. They had 2 kits. They were the second set of kits ever born in the clan, and actually both of their kits rolled to die, and it was very, very sad. It was a time when the random generators really struck Branch Clan the hardest. But since then, we have had Bearglow come and join the clan, and what is he doing? He's talking with his sister. So he is busy chit-chatting with his sister, and that's fine. You guys just go ahead and socialize. I have a feeling Bearglow would be telling Misty Pond very strongly, no, you may not have kits, because he is very strong about muddying down the bloodlines. But yeah, so that's going on over here. Misty Pond's even thinking about it. Dawnstep is expecting kits. I was so surprised that not many of you guys seem to be super hyped about that, but Dawnstep is indeed expecting kits, and Otterslip is wanting to have kits, but she takes her duties as a mentor very, very, very seriously. So today she's going to be working with Wildpaw to make sure that little Wildpaw over here is ready to become a warrior. And Wildpaw actually has been doing really well. A lot of you guys suggest the litmus test, or like the test we should do to figure out whether or not a cat should be a warrior, should be if they are up to at least level 5 of the hunting skill, and then if they do something significant for their clan. So today Wildpaw is going to be told she needs to hunt at least 3 medical items. She needs to find at least 3 useful medical items for the clan, and it could be anything. Knowing her, she's probably going to try to do like a little bit of fishing, but then try to maybe like go over, she might get permission to go over to the little contested area and see if she can discover anything way over here. She would use it as an excuse to be able to explore, discover anything that the clan could use herb-wise over here, and if not, she would just try to do the easiest thing, which is going back to fishing and trying to fish up some rare fish. So she's definitely going to be digging around for rare fish, and she needs to clean her inventory out of the things she currently has. The kissing gourami can be used to give to another cat as a sign of affection, but I think she would think that is really gross, and why would she want to get gushy gushy romance with anybody? So she would just throw the kissing gourami in the prey pile and say eat it. The fairy damsel will go ahead and give to Bearglow. It can't count as one of her items. The 3-eyed fish, we're not really sure what to do with 3-eyed fish just yet, so I have a feeling that she would just go ahead and stick it over here. The jellyfish, that can go over to Bearglow as well. And Bearglow is going to be a little bit busy today because he actually needs to gather up some items to get rid of fleas, because Crowfeather has brought fleas with him from Branch Clan. So we will be trying to get rid of the fleas today as well. But the big like goal is really going to be following Wildpaw around and seeing if we can find those 3 items that she needs that will allow her to become a warrior. And, you know, we're also going to have Quilleye and Otterslip have a chance to try for kits, because I think that they're going to be looking forward to having kits, and so they'll try for kits a couple times today. Normally we would wait a little bit longer to try for kits until she wouldn't be a mentor anymore, but Otterslip is extremely confident that very soon Wildpaw will be a mentor, so there's no harm in trying now, because probably within the next couple of moonrises, like Wildpaw will be a mentor, or Wildpaw will be, excuse me, not a mentor, a warrior. So I'm pretty excited about that. And Crowfeather's kind of trying to make himself useful by wandering around. He does want to work on his hunting skill. He does want to sniff Otterslip. I wonder if he's coming over to talk to Otterslip. So we'll see what he's up to, and maybe like ask some hunting tips. And Otterslip is always busy collecting medical items like this and trying to help out the clan. And then Bearglow needs to get rid of the fleas today. And I'm going to say Bearglow is going to do kind of like Dogaze does for Moss Clan, where if Bearglow finds some, is that a rock? If he finds some rocks, some gemstones, like there's one, then we will have Slate pick it up, but it's not like he has a connection with Slate. Just we can trade these rocks to Slate in exchange for either rare fish, or in this case, the sea sludge, because sea sludge can be used to get rid of fleas. So we have a lot of sea sludge too. We have a little bit of a benefit on that over Moss Clan, even though Moss Clan, if they could bloom their plants, they could get rid of their fleas in no time. So we just got lucky because we have so much sea sludge. And I do need to start remembering that at the start of every season, holy moly, that's a whole swordfish. Good grief. That could feed like the whole clan for the whole day at least, the whole week. Oh my gosh, Slate. But we will start remembering that at the beginning of every season, we will go ahead and clear out the Spirit of the Land inventories so that we're not like constantly collecting too much stuff. Did you get it, Otterslip? Yay, she got the spider. That's so cool. All right, we'll let these two sniff. And then Bearglow, now that you've talked with your sister. Have you talked with your sister enough? Oh, Trout Shadow's following around. Naughty Trout Shadow. I think we'll have Bearglow. He wouldn't see any use whatsoever for a moonstone. He probably is repulsed by moonstones. So let's see. We'll get Slate over here. And Bearglow will be very eager to get rid of this moonstone, I think. Oh, there's Wildpaw. Alright, so we'll gather up this one. Bearglow's off to snooze. Can't snooze yet, Bearglow. We have work to do. Alright, so Slate picked up this rock. That is indeed a moonstone, and he wants to get rid of it. So Bearglow wants to get rid of it. He would have no problem shoving a moonstone into the beach and trading it for a whole bunch of sea sludge. So we're going to trade for, let's see, this is a moonstone worth 700, so that means he gets 7 sea sludge. That's a lot. That's a lot. But moonstones are normally very precious for Medicine Cat, since it can provide a link to Star Clan, but Bearglow doesn't care about those things. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 sea sludge, and that should get rid of fleas 7 times. We're pretty darn lucky that way. All right, and then we'll go ahead and teleport Slate back over so he can resume his fishing. There's some big fish in there. There's some big sharks that he could fish up now. Back you go, Slate. Oh, come on, don't fuss. You can figure it out. Come on. All right, we'll let him worry about that on his own. And then Bearglow, who has fleas? Who's the first cat? Crowfeather. Crowfeather has fleas. Crowfeather's coming on in here, though. So we can take just a moment to groom ourselves and wait. And then we'll have to come over and kind of socialize with Crowfeather, and we can get rid of his fleas. Tommy! Tommy, why are you unroutable? Go back to Moss Clan. That's where you belong, adorable little guy. And then Otterslip is busy grooming herself, but it is time for the morning hunting patrol. So what is wrong with you, Slate? Come over here. You can do your fish. Come over here and fish. It is time for morning hunting patrol, so I think Branch Star would wake up and meet with Otterslip over here. And then Wildpaw. Trout Shadow's goofing around with her. Alright, Wildpaw and Trout Shadow would probably come out for the morning hunting patrol as well. Because Wildpaw's an apprentice, so that would make like 3 warrior cats who would be coming out to do the morning hunting. Alright, come on. There we go. There's Trout Shadow. And then I guess these two don't really have a chance to socialize, so we can have them socialize. Let's just get the morning hunting patrol. Misty Pond, do you want to help out? Misty Pond probably could help out. I'm not sure. She's a little unstable. So a lot of the other cats tend to just like let the really good hunters like Sea Whisper and Otter Slip sort of take control in the mornings. And Branch Star is a really good hunter too. Does he want to do any hunting? What's this? Play with a cat toy and groom self. We can totally manage that. I think he's going to have a very serious conversation with his daughter. Like, oh, okay, if you think you're really ready for this. And these two will go ahead. Let's see. Sniff Dawn Step, Sniff Stone Paw, and go fishing. She loves the morning fishing. So we'll go ahead and send her over here to do her 5 fish catches. And Trout Shadow will help out because he didn't help out yesterday. So it's his turn to help out with Hunting Patrol to do some catches. And I think even Misty Pond wants to try catching something. So we'll let them go there. All right. And then what is Bear Glow up to? He's trying to take a nap. Nope. All right. There's Quail Eye. And oh, he's goofing around with Sea Whisper. Well, that's adorable. But I think Sea Whisper also needs to come over here because she needs to get rid of her fleas as well. So Bear Glow, you're just going to have to hang in there for a second. I would say buddy, but I don't know if we're buddies, Bear Glow. Oh, what's that? Stone Paw and his mom are playing together. That's adorable. And then we need to have a Sniff Sniff. I think Bear Glow is kind of not in the mood to spend too much time with the cats, so he would probably just give both of them a good sniff and get rid of their fleas with the sea sludge that he's got. He also can't get hairballs because he's a medicine cat. Lucky him. So we can get rid of the fleas that way. These two are still socializing. Did Misty Pond catch anything? Otter Slip caught a tuna. Trout Shadow caught a jellyfish. Oh, kissing Grommy. Oh, great. Ah, Misty Pond, why do I get the feeling you're going to go behind your brother's back and present that to Trout Shadow? She's a little bit obsessed with the idea of expanding the family bloodlines. All right, and these two are still chit-chatting. Slate caught a perfect blowfish. And then I think Wild Paw would probably want to prove to her dad, like, hey, yeah, I'm strong enough to do this, so we'll go ahead and let her pounce. And then after the pounce, go ahead and come over here and do some fishing for the morning fishing. Starfish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Misty Pond got randomly startled by something again. She's a little sensitive that way. All right, are we getting sniffed? Yep. All right, so we're getting sniffed. That means Bear Glow must have just sniffed Misty Pond or Sea Whisper. So all right, there we go. Good sniff. I guess we could do even like a bit of a socialize. I imagine Bear Glow might have no qualms. You don't get fleas, lucky you. No qualms about socializing with Crowfeather and trying to figure out how Moss Clan is doing, maybe their strength. He's always very curious to know where the resources are for everything. So there we go. Get rid of a sea sludge. There we are. I wonder if 1 sea sludge per flea thing is too easy. And then we also got rid of Sea Whisper's sea sludge. We just missed it because Bear Glow moved so quick. I wonder if 1 sea sludge per flea is too easy, but I don't think it would be. And I do think that Bear Glow would really quiz Crowfeather for a moment here about what life is like over in Moss Clan. So we'll leave that alone. And there's lots and lots of fishing going on. All right, and it is your day, Dawnstep, or not Dawnstep, what the heck? Dawnstep's child, Wild Paw. So we'll see what Wild Paw can pull off. Trout Shadow is done. Oh, he wants to, socialize with Wild Paw. I don't know, Trout Shadow. I don't know if that's a good idea. Oh gosh, look at Wild Paw go. Wild Paw the warrior. Oh my gosh, look at her go. This is awesome. Look at her face, you guys. Wild Paw is determined. She really has like a wild soul, wild spirit. Trying to figure out what her warrior name would be is going to be really fun. All right, and I think we'll just let the other cats kind of go. Hiss at Slate. Oh my gosh. Play with another pet and improve hunting skill. I think Trout Shadow is going to stick around because I think he does want to try to impress the ladies. So I think he would stick around while Wild Paw is still hunting. All right, Sea Whisper has caught a termite. Good for you, Sea Whisper. All right, and let's go ahead and get the food that Otter Slip caught put out because I think some of the cats are getting hungry. So let's fill up the prey pile. All right, there we go with a tuna, and there's a koi, and here's a swordfish. That's fine. Here's a lobster. I'm pretty sure lobster is just, I guess it could be like bamboo actually because lobster it has like a hard exterior. So maybe good for bones. And a crocodile. Okay, Branch Star, that's a crocodile. All right. Well, we will be making that random generator to figure out whether or not these are going to be like creatures that the fish can damage the cats. I just haven't had time to make the random generator yet, but that is coming. And it's going to be because you can't really fight with a crocodile or a shark and not, or even a jellyfish, and not expect to have some downsides now and then. So there will be that chance. What are you doing, Crowfeather? Are you just like running around in circles? I think he's feeling a little cooped up. He seems to just be missing. Oh, socialize with Moonpaw? Okay, well there's that. Is Moonpaw coming in to eat? All right, well we'll leave the cats alone to eat, but he is wanting to go back to Moss Clan right now, I think. But the deal is, as long as he stays here, and he does want to work on his hunting skill actually, so I think he'll come out and do a little bit of fishing as well. As long as he stays here, he can take all of the fish that he gathers and all of the special items that he catches and take it back to Moss Clan. The only requirement is that he stays here until Greenleaf, until summer. And that's because Branch Star is pretty convinced that his brother will realize that this is the better clan to be part of and that family loyalty is important and he'll want to stay. Ooh. He'll want to stay by the time Greenleaf rolls around. Wildpaw, you didn't catch anything rare. I think she would be feeling a little frustrated. What does she want to do? Sniff Crowfeather, sniff Nightfrost. She wants to catch a bird. I think she would want to go. I think she's going to get frustrated and she's going to go and demand that they get to go into like a different area. She's going to say, never mind this fishing. And she's going to want to go off into one of the other territories and try to find some rare creatures that could serve for medical purposes. So I think Wildpaw will go ahead and go to a different territory today. Trout Shadow, what are you up to? Nothing too serious, I see. I think Trout Shadow would offer to go. See, Branch Star, there we go, caught a whole bunch of rare things, so he lucked out. He already has a fairy damsel, another koi fish, another lobster that we could probably end up using to help cure like any sorts of diseases. All right, let's see. The tragic clownfish, the blowfish. He's just got, like, look at this. He's got a rainbow shell. Oh my gosh. Even though he doesn't like Bear Glow very much. Bear Glow, why? Why did you come all the way over here, Bear Glow? Oh, back over to your ruins, is it? I mean, you guys are watching this. He's doing that totally on his own. Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll have to see how that goes. And you're just still running around in circles, aren't you, my dear? Let's see. Dogaze isn't here. Sniff Sea Whisper. Present a gift to Dawnstep. That's interesting, Misty Pond. I think she's a nice cat in her own way. Squirrelleap's not here. Quaileye, where's Nightfrost? Nightfrost, wake up and go take care of yourself before things get critical. Oh my gosh. Please, lady. So we'll leave them alone for now. Yeah, when Wildpaw finishes eating, I think she and Trout Shadow would volunteer, and her mentor, Otterslip, would go ahead and go up to the big... Oh, look at these two. Ah, the way that Moonpaw and Stonepaw always are playing together. It's just so cute. Look at her. She's like, I'm gonna get you. Oh, it's like they're wrestling over the fish. Isn't that the most adorable thing? Oh, that's so cute. Go, Moonpaw, go. Why are you so cute? Go, Stonepaw, protect your fish. All right, so let's go ahead, and Wildpaw, Trout Shadow, and Otterslip are going to leave, and they're going to go up to this contested territory, because I think Branch Clan is feeling, especially after they helped out so much, and they did help out so much, but especially after they helped out with Moss Clan, that this more or less should be their territory. They shouldn't have to like share it. They should get the bounty of everything that's here. And I feel like that's how Wildpaw, and maybe even a tiny bit how Otterslip would feel. And Trout Shadow, meanwhile, is just sad because he keeps getting turned down by all of the female cats. Now there is this meteor over here, apparently. Wow, look at the size of those frogs! Look at these frogs! There's so many frogs! I bet Crowfeather would be so happy if he was over here. He loves eating frogs. They're his favorite food. So we could do a little bit of hunting. A rainbow snail! Sweet! Crowfeather's definitely going to hold on to that. I think he would kind of like very shyly tuck it somewhere, because he fully intends at this point to take it to Moss Clan and make sure Moss Clan has that. There's a lot of rocks over here. I don't think there's any of the rocks that can be used to cure disease. There's only like a few. A black goldfish. Crowfeather, you're really a good fisher cat. Yeah, there's only a few, and I'm seeing some like mushrooms and seeds. So I think it might be trying to fish in this pond for a couple things. And these meteors, I wonder if those have any special abilities. I definitely know something that's going to happen with meteors, but I'll have to wait for a little while. All right, let's make sure. Oh, look at them go. Trout Shadow is like so eager. Wow, there's so many seeds over here, which is useful for Moss Clan. But just like Moss Clan doesn't do anything with rocks, Branch Clan doesn't do anything with seeds. And there's like a shiny mushroom. But I don't think they know what to do with mushrooms. Is that a good beetle? Is that a rare beetle? If that's an assassin beetle, then that would make Wildpaw pretty happy. Alright, he wants to socialize with Wildpaw. And then where's Otterslip? Otterslip, you're supposed to be supervising this. Come on, Otterslip. Okay, you're supposed to be over here. I didn't accidentally select Quail, did I? No, Otterslip's just being stubborn. So Trout Shadow is helping to sort of stand in as a warrior of the clan and make sure that Wildpaw is here to hopefully catch her 3 rare items, because she needs to catch at least 3 rare items if she wants to hope to be able to become a warrior. She needs to prove that she can provide useful medical items to the clan. We'll try catching this beetle, because if this is an assassin beetle, then she might think this is an assassin beetle too. Being a young apprentice, then this beetle could provide some food, or could provide an important medical item, which is what she's been tasked with getting. All right, and Trout Shadow's just gonna take a nap. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna take a nap here. That's so funny. All right, so he can just take a nap and kind of keep an eye on her and make sure she's gonna be okay. No wolves, no foxes over here right now that we have to worry about fighting. There are some foxes in this area though, so we'll have to see if they show up or not. They do exist here. They have been added into the world. We just haven't run into them in so long. Alright, let's come over here. And Otterslip is going to monitor how this fight goes. And if that actually is an assassin beetle or not. And yes, eventually we will have a random generator. Oh, perfect jellyfish. Did you catch it? Alright, she got a cockroach. I don't think Wildpaw, I don't think. We'll have a little chit chat with your mentor. I don't think she's proving herself to be a tough warrior just yet if she thought that was an assassin beetle and it turned out to be a cockroach. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna fly. Not gonna fly at all. Alright, so Wildpaw and Otterslip are kind of talking about it. And I think, like, there's some flowers, sulfur flowers, and there's a whole bunch of rocks. So she might bring home like a shiny rock or two that she could collect. I could see that. I could see her bringing home a shiny rock or two. But if it's actually rocks that would be useful to the clan, the only rocks I can think of that are useful to the clan right now that we have written down as healing items are like the rainbow gem and the luminous gems. And I don't think that's what any of these are. So, all right, Wildpaw, good luck. She's still trying to figure out how she can potentially go ahead over here and stalk for prey. Still trying to figure out if she can find some rare prey. And we're going to let Otterslip just get comfortable. And we'll stay here with Wildpaw for another minute or two. I think Crowfeather, he's running around. I think he's feeling really kind of sort of kept in place, like he really needs to get back to Moss Clan. But he made a promise, and the thing is, he is able to provide all of this fish, all of these huge benefits, and Moss Clan knows the deal. And they decided to let Crowfeather go because he's able to bring them tons of food. And that's kind of what the deal is right now. If he can come to Branch Clan, they're hoping he'll come back, but they don't want to influence his decision. So, alright, what's this? It's a beetle! Wildpaw, we're never going to get you those rare medical items if you're going to be catching beetles. So we'll have to see. She wasn't catching any fish, so she insisted on coming out here instead. She might bring back... I wonder if that's a bloodstone. If so, now she might be attracted by the colors of these stones. If those are bloodstones or vampire stones, then those are actually useful as medical items. And I know that they would make a certain Bear Glow very happy to have. So the ladies are doing some great hunting. This is why Trout Shadow doesn't get the ladies. Because they're here doing like really hardcore hunting. She caught a stag beetle. Alright, so I don't think that's going to do any good either. And I think Wildpaw would be getting a little frustrated. Like, I'm supposed to be catching rare things and becoming a warrior. And she's just not quite there yet. Otterslip is like, on patrol right now. She is just gathering things left and right. No, Wildpaw, you can't goof around with your mentor. You need to come over here instead. I'm going to have to remember for one of our future Behind the Paws episodes to come over here and put down items that cats can scratch. And many of you have been sending me some absolutely amazing A+ links to custom content that would allow cats to scratch trees and things like that. So I'll be adding that in the future. All right, I think Wildpaw would go ahead and we'll kind of get a picture with her. And she would collect these rare stones. There's something eerie about this stone that makes her feel like she should pick it up and take it back to the clan. And we'll have to see if it is a vampire stone, then yes, our Bear Glow would very much enjoy that. But would she really be a warrior just from bringing back some stones? That's a good question. All right, so she's gonna stay there. I think Otterslip would stalk for prey. All right, let's see what kind of stones she's found. All right, Wildpaw. If they are vampire stones, Vampire's Eye, Bloodstone, then they're a type that would be useful to Bear Glow. But if they're actually useful to the clan or just useful to some of Bear Glow's plans, those might be two totally different things. All right, and what do we have here? 2 Bloodstones. All right. I mean, that would count. That would indeed count for being medical items. Bloodstone is very valuable, very, very valuable in its own way. It's kind of like a plasma beetle, but not quite. You have to have more stones. Stones aren't living things, you know what I mean? So kind of like a plasma beetle, but not quite. We'll have to figure it out. I think Wildpaw, I think it might make Bear Glow very happy and he'd make a big deal about it, but it would probably, even 2 or 3 of them would only count no matter how many stones she gathers. Now she's like studying this stone. Is this one going to be useful? She's like studying this one too. But it's kind of like trying to cheat through your warrior test. So I think that she would have to just let it go. All right, let's come over here. I think she would try doing a little bit of hunting, stalking for prey over here. And Trout Shadow is just still sound asleep. All right, and Otterslip is patrolling, stalking for some prey. But I think that, yeah, go ahead, Wildpaw. I think she would stalk for some prey over here. I mean, if she can find something like a plasma beetle, then that definitely would count. If she could find, I think the Bloodstone would just make like Bear Glow kind of excited, but it wouldn't be something that Branch Star or Otterslip would really recognize as a special item. Now there's a little lizard, but it's not a plasma beetle, and it's not like a rare creature that would make them super excited. So, All right, Otterslip's having a good... Oh, Otterslip's catching a garter snake. That is not a brightly colored snake, so we don't need to roll to see if she got bit by a venomous snake. Oh, meanwhile, Stonepaw is trying to catch something too. Yeah, and Otterslip's having success. So, Otterslip is... She would definitely not be the kind of mentor to give these items to her student either. That's definitely not something she would do. Oh, did you get a chip bag? Oh, colorful feather. Oh, I think that this is going to be the last of it. I think that Otterslip is going to tell Wildpaw they're going home after this because Wildpaw is getting tired and she needs to like work on her claws. I'm going to say that means she's getting pretty sloppy with her hunting. So unless she can catch something really big and rare that makes Otterslip go, okay, we can stay a little bit longer, I think this is it. And Wildpaw has not managed to get her warrior title just yet. And they'll have to go home and try again another day. Meanwhile, Dawnstep's kits continue to progress, I should say. Progress on the kits as she continues to grow them. And I think that Bear Glow definitely is going to have to spend a little bit of time. Come on, Wildpaw. Okay, it's a little lizard again, but I don't think it's going to be a rare little lizard. It's a little gecko. I think this is the gecko. Yeah, because it's just like a tokay gecko. Pretty darn cute, actually. Hi, little gecko. You're pretty darn cute, you know. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. Look at it. Look at it, you guys. I love how amazing it is to be on the ground here and really watch them when they're hunting together. All right. All right. All right, Wildpaw. This is it. It's not what you want, though. It's not like the rare item, the rare medical item that's going to help you. I think Trout Shadow's going to wake up and be like, what? We're leaving now? But that's a little bit... Does he have a lazy trait? Not really. I mean, he's not a bad cat. He's a little bit of a Don Juan. He's more chasing the idea of romance than an actual romance. And Quail-Eye, all right. And, well, she caught a gecko, but unfortunately, oh, and Moonpaw apparently just caught something. But unfortunately, it's not anything that they can really use. So all of the cats are going to start heading home. Trout Shadow, all of these guys are going to start heading home. Let's make sure nothing happens to them on their way there. And then Dawn Step, I think, has fleas, and she's been trying to avoid. She's been trying to avoid going. Oh, avoid the tooling! What are you doing here? Oh no. Okay. Go this way. Go this way. Zigzag. Zigzag. Turn around quick, Wildpaw. What is he doing? He's just standing and staring at the temple. That's really creepy. All right, go here. Go here. Go here. If like they run into him and they like get a desire to interact with him, then that could cause trouble. All right, all the cats are zigzagging away. What are you doing? He's just standing there staring at the temple grounds. That's kind of creepy. All right, and we'll get the cats down here and then they should be past the danger zone of where that guy is. And no rare stones unless this is a super rare one. I don't think so. I think that's just a green one. So yeah, nothing, she didn't really find anything that impressed the other cats, that impressed her mentor or would impress her dad and make them go, okay, you can be a warrior. And I think Wildpaw would be feeling a little frustrated about that. And I wonder if it would make her maybe take things out on a certain Moonpaw when she gets home. I think it would, honestly. I think she would take things out on Moonpaw. All right, and Dawn Step is snapping. Oh, and they have a new cat condo in case you guys didn't notice. Dawn Step's napping. And let's see where our fish are at. I think we need to replenish our fish from the fish that everybody has been catching. They really only have to come out to hunt about once a day. All right, let's see. Mummy fish. They're starting to catch... The problem is they're starting to catch too many rare fish that could technically be like food. All right, that's Quail-Eye's contribution. Garter Snake to eat. In fact, I think Quail-Eye needs to come over and do some hunting. Nightfrost too. Nightfrost caught a parakeet, a spiny turtle, chipmunk, which actually can be used to cure fleas. She has fleas. What? Catch? What are you doing, Nightfrost? That's a venomous snake. Well, you know, it's not actually a venomous snake, but we kind of play it like it is. Crowfeather is interacting with Moonpaw. And I think we need... Oh, come on, Nightfrost. You better get this. Please get this. I'm going to be very sad, Panda, if I have to roll to see if you got bit or not. Oh, that's a jellyfish. And Bear Glow's over in his little spot yet again. Did you catch it? She caught it. All right. So no bite from the venomous snake today for her. And they're busy catching everything. All right. And Crowfeather, he's off doing something. He's got fleas again. Oh, he is not going to be forgiven. I think Bear Glow is going to come back from his jaunt in the temple and be very irritated to find out that so much has happened with fleas in the clan, because he does a good job of not keeping fleas in the clan. All right. But those who need to do the hunting, Nightfrost, you actually need to do the evening hunt. So we'll wrap up with the cats doing the evening hunt. And then... let's see. Sea Whisper hasn't done her daily hunt yet. Oh, there's fleas everywhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that Bear Glow is going to be a little bit irritated because he has to get rid of fleas using either the mouse bile that we normally do or get rid of fleas using the sea sludge, which he can kind of rub a cat down with. All right, let's go ahead and do this. And Moonpaw actually hasn't done her... like, she's being groomed or grooming Trout Shadow, and she hasn't done her daily hunting yet. Neither has Stonepaw. Neither has Quail-Eye, though. So Quail-Eye, I think, would be the last fish. They have enough strong hunters, because Moss Clan actually carries a lot more cats that can't actually do any hunting. They have more strong hunters in this clan, so they'd be able to get away with not all the cats having to hunt every day. All right, so here we go, and Bear Glow is going to be working his way back home. And then after he scratches his paws, I think he'll have to work his way through the clan and be like, are you serious? I am not having fleas in this clan. All right, where's Dawn Step? She also needs... Dawn Step, wake up and go pee before I have to roll to see if you get sick or not. Please, woman. Oh my goodness, pee here quick, and then go eat. And then we'll have to go down. I think Dawn Step has been avoiding going to Bear Glow. even though she has fleas, and she might try to continue to avoid it. Ah, yay, a minnow! A rainbow snail! Oh, Sea Whisper would definitely give that as a gift to Otterslip, as a way of saying like, hey, I'm so excited for your future kits, because they're very close that way. Alright, they're really doing good on this hunting. Herring, they're able just to dive in, dive out. They just bring up so much food. And yes, there will be some drawbacks to the clan pretty soon. There are some things that Branch Clan has to deal with, especially during the summer and especially during the autumn, that Moss Clan doesn't. So they kind of trade off on what time of year is best for both clans. Alright, Bear Glow, are you all done? Almost done. Then he's going to come over and try to cure all these cats of their fleas. Alright, Sea Whisper, you can go ahead. Why don't you socialize with Night Frost for a second? Quaile's here. Alright, get over here, Bear Glow. He wants... What? Ah, Dawn, step! For crying out loud! Ah, okay, hang on. Nope, she's fine. Just feeling the normal peckishness of pregnancy. She doesn't actually have to have an illness. I did roll for it, though. Alright, so... Alright, these two are chit-chatting. I think that they would exchange some nice words for a moment. Alright, Quail is still trying to do a little bit of last-minute hunting. Come on, Bear Glow. Where the heck are you? There you are. Alright, and Bear Glow would get right on top of getting rid of these fleas. So, step right in. There we go. And Sea Whisper, you need to stay here. He'd give Night Frost, who he's a little closer to, and other cats just think that's because they're longtime friends. He'd give her a bit of a nuzzle. And then we can get rid of her fleas. And then we'll come over and get rid of... Well, let's use up that squirrel, because that would count as a rodent to cure from. And then he would give a sniff sniff and a socialize to Sea Whisper and get rid of her fleas. Alright, and there we go. You didn't catch anything! Quail-Eye, I think his pride would demand that he would dive back in. Let's see, Sniff Robin Kit, Sniff Lion Star, Sniff Silverfang. All of those things are awesome. Sniff Slate, Survey from the Cat Condo. I think his pride would demand that he would head back out and try to catch some things, but I don't think he's as good a fisher as his mate for sure. And I think that his head's in the clouds. What I'm going to say is his head is definitely in the clouds. He has a lot on his mind. Like... his mate wants to have kits, but Wildpaw, is she going to progress enough? And I think he would suddenly start going, maybe I want to help out with Wildpaw. He's got a lot going on. He does. All right. And then meet Pet, practice hunting, improve hunting skill. You go ahead and jump on to stuff Night Frost because you're pretty awesome. All right. And now we're curing the fleas that Miss Sea Whisper has. And then we'll see what Sea Whisper wants to do next time too. Today we really spent a lot of time with Wildpaw, and I think that she's definitely put out because she didn't make any progress at all on being able to collect things to become a warrior. And Bear Glow, let's see, Sea Whisper. What does Sea Whisper want to do? Playfully chase, catch a bird, master a hunting skill. Where's Stonepaw? Where's Wildpaw? Okay, they're both sleeping. Well, I'm sorry, Sea Whisper. You can try doing some more hunting, but that's about it. All right, who else has fleas? Crowfeather, how'd you get... I feel like he has brought a flea infestation here. So I feel like Bear Glow, quite reasonably, is going to come over and will cure Crowfeather of his flea infestation again. But I think Bear Glow is going to be a little bit irritated because he doesn't have fleas in this clan. Thank you very much. He works very hard to prevent that. And so I think that he definitely would come over and give Crowfeather a teensy bit of a hiss. So he's going to come over, give him a sniff, so that we can go ahead, especially because he like has to pee and eat and he's having to run around. He is proud of keeping this clan healthy with his skills. He does have real medicine cat skills after all. Where he got that knowledge is a mystery. But I think he'd be a little irritated that this is the second time in a day he's had to really get in and cure, like use valuable healing items. Oh, this is so funny. Look at that. Yep. I think he's a little irritated. That's what he thinks of Crowfeather, all right. He peed right in front of him. That's what he thinks of Crowfeather. So I think he's irritated that for the second time in a day, he had to use some of his healing items on Crowfeather. And we give him a good little hiss as a result. And otherwise, Branch Star also has fleas. Misty Pond has fleas. Oh, and look at that. Quail-Eye already has caught a turtle, like first thing after going hunting on land. He's just not a good sea cat. He's just not a good, like, fishing cat. All right, so Bear Glow definitely would give a quick little hiss of irritation more than anything at Crowfeather. Ah! You're not supposed to get in a fight! Are you kidding me? Oh wait, no, they didn't. I guess they didn't. I guess Crowfeather yelled at him again. That almost was a fight, but it kind of canceled itself. So I'm just going to kind of let that one slide. I'm going to say that that's Crowfeather getting really irritated, like a bad impression. He apparently will not tolerate being sassed like that. So good to know on Crowfeather. All right. And then hold still, Misty. Oh, no, never mind. All right. And Bearglow has to deal with the constant frustration of his sister getting startled over random things and running off just as he's trying to cure her of fleas. No wonder he doesn't want her to have kids. All right, you guys. So that is it for today. It's been a very eventful day once again with Branch Clan. A lot of progress on plots you guys don't even know about yet. I'm pretty excited. And a lot of progress. What's going on over here? A lot of progress with just seeing where the cats are. Wildpaw trying to prove herself as a warrior and still being a little bit young on the skills. Still being a little bit green on her skills and not being able to pull that off. We definitely have seen, just as Crowfeather was starting to think maybe everybody was kind of nice here, he now doesn't like Bearglow as well, and I wonder if he might remember the rumors that kind of circulate around Moss Clan over Bearglow's attitude. So yeah, there's a lot to think about, and I'm very excited about the kits, and we will see if we can make any progress with Wildpaw about Otterslip and Quaileye trying for kits soon too. So we'll have to see, and we'll have to see what kind of kits Dawnstep has, because that's going to be pretty exciting. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!